Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel on Engineering Mathematics by Dr. Navneet. In this video lecture we are going to discuss how to find the value of particular integral when the right hand side of linear differential equation with constant coefficient is capital X is equal to x into v, where this v is either sine of ax or cos of x, that means x into trigonometric function. So this particular integral type we are discussing in this video lecture. So now formula for finding particular integral is that, so particular integral when capital X is equal to x into v, where v is trigonometric function which is either sine of ax or cos of x, then particular integral formula is pi is equal to yp, which is equal to 1 upon f of d xv is equal to in bracket x minus f dash of d upon f of d after bracket 1 upon f of d into v. So f dash of d means the derivative of f of d. Now question arises here is that, so how long we have to solve this equation? So we have to solve this equation if the denominator reduces to constant term, then we get the complete solution or we get the particular integral of the given equation. So then again second question arises that, so what are the possible values for v? So possible values for v is mostly trigonometric term like sine of ax or cos of ax. And one more important thing about the power of x is here is that power of x is always 1. Then to discuss this method, let me take the first example. So question is, solve the linear differential equation t square plus 4y is equal to x into sine of x. We know that this is linear differential equation with constant coefficient. This equation has two type of solution. First solution is complementary function and second is particular integral. Now let's try to find out the value of complementary function. Again, we know that complementary function is obtained by solving the auxiliary equation. So auxiliary equation of the given equation is d square plus 4 is equal to 0. If we take constant term to the right side, then we get d square is equal to minus 4. That means we get the value of d as plus minus 2i. So because of the plus minus 2i, so these roots are complex. Then we know the formula for finding the value of complementary function when roots are complex. So yc, that means complementary function is equal to e raised to alpha x, alpha value is 0, so that value is 1. So in bracket c1 cos of 2x plus c2 sine of 2x. So this is the value of complementary function. Now for obtaining the second solution, particular integral. So whenever we find the particular integral of any equation, so first write down the right hand side value of the given equation. Here the value of capital X, that means right hand side value is x into sine x. So which is of the type capital X is equal to x into v, where the value of v is sine of x, which is trigonometric function. Then according to the particular integral formula, yp is equal to 1 upon f of d x into v, which is equal to x minus f dash of d upon f of d after bracket 1 upon f of d into v. So if we put the value in this result, then we get this as 1 upon d square plus 4 into x sine x, which is equal to x minus, so f of d value is d square plus 4 and its derivative is 2d, that's why value of numerator is 2d. So after bracket 1 upon f of d, which is d square plus 4 into sine x. So first simplify the outside bracket term. So outside bracket term is 1 upon d square plus 4 into sine x. So we know that in this result we are applying 1 upon f of d square sine of ax is equal to 1 upon f of minus a square sine of ax formula, which is our type number 2. So if we apply the type number 2, then if we replace d square by minus a, value of a is 1, then we get this as minus 1 square is 1, and after attaching minus sign we get minus plus 4. So constant term is 1 upon 3. So then again, if we take the term 1 upon 3 into sine of x to the inner side, then we get the term after simplification as x upon 3 into sine x minus, so 1 upon d square plus 4 as it is. So 2 into d into 1 upon 3 sine x means we get this as, so d stand for derivative with respect to x, so derivative of sine x is cos x. So we get the value of this term as 2 upon 3 into cos of x. So that means we first solve the numerator value, then if we simplify further this equation, then we get x upon 3 into sine x minus, once again we apply the type number 2 formula. So how to find the value of particular integral when right hand side is sine or cos term, that formula 1 upon f of d square is equal to 1 upon f of minus a square formula we have applied here. Then we get the value of denominator term as x upon 3 into sine x minus 2 upon 3 into 1 upon 3 cos of x. If we further simplify after taking 1 upon 3 common, then we get the final value of particular integral as 1 upon 3 x sin x minus 2 upon 3 into cos x. So which is the value of particular integral. So if we combine the solution, that means if we try to find the value of complete solution, which is the sum of complementary function and particular integral, then we get the value of y as c1 cos of 2x plus c2 sin 2x plus value of particular integral 1 upon 3 in bracket x sin x minus 2 upon 3 into cos x. So this is a very simple method for finding the value of complete solution of the linear equation when right hand side is x into either sine of ax or cos of ax. So this is the first example. Now let us take the some how difficult example, so which is our example number 2. Now here solve the example which is linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So example is d square plus 3d plus 2 into y is equal to x e raised to minus x into sin x. Now first find out the value of complementary function. So we know that complementary function is obtained by solving the auxiliary equation. So here auxiliary equation is d square plus 3d plus 2 is equal to 0. So if we try to find the root of this equation according to the quadratic method or find the number whose product is 2 and addition is 3, then we get the value of root of this equation as minus 1 minus 2. So these roots are real and non-repeated. So according to the real and non-repeated formula for complementary function, here the value of complementary function is c1 e raised to minus x plus c2 e raised to minus 2x. So this is the first solution for solving this equation, which is called as complementary function. Now let's find out the value of particular integral. So we know that whenever we find the value of particular integral, first check the value of right hand side. So here the right hand side value is capital X is equal to x e raised to minus x sin x. So now first try to identify this type. So if we try to identify this type, then this equation is of the form capital X is equal to e raised to ax into v. So where the value of v is x into sine of x. Then for such type of value of capital X, we know the formula for particular integral. So which mentions 1 upon f of d e raised to ax into v is equal to e raised to ax in bracket 1 upon f of d plus a into v. That means add the term a to the operator d. So this formula we are applying. So which is our type number 5th. Now so let's apply this formula. So therefore value of particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d, which is d square plus 3d plus 2 into value of e raised to ax into v, which is x e raised to minus x into sine of x. If we apply the above formula, then we get the value of this equation as e raised to minus x 1 upon, so whenever d term is there, so replace d by d minus 1 because value of a is minus 1. So we get this equation as e raised to minus x 1 upon d minus 1 its square plus 3 d minus 1 plus 2 into x sin x. So if we simplify the denominator term of this equation, then we get the next equation as e raised to minus x as it is. So role of e raised to minus x, this term is over. Now after simplifying the denominator term, we get denominator as d square plus d, so into x sin x. So further we know that the term 1 upon d square plus d into x sin d, x into sin x, this equation is of the form 1 upon f of d into xv. So where this v is either sine of ax or cos of ax. So if we apply this formula, then this equation becomes e raised to minus x in bracket x minus denominator term is f of d, which is d square plus d, then numerator term is f dash of d, which is the derivative of d square plus d, which is 2d plus 1. Then after bracket 1 upon f of d, which is 1 upon d square plus d into sin x. If we apply the formula which is given, so then according to this formula we get this step. Now next step is that simplify this term. So if we try to simplify this term, first simplify the outside bracket term. So outside bracket term is 1 upon d square plus d. So according to the particular integral formula for sine of ax or cos of ax, we know that 1 upon f of d square sine of ax is equal to 1 upon f of minus a square into sine of ax. If we apply this formula here, then outside bracket term becomes d square is 1 square is 1, and after taking square attach minus sign, so minus 1 plus d we get after bracket term. So according to this, according to the formula of sine of ax or cos of x, we require d square term in the denominator. So if we observe inside bracket term and outside bracket term, so we get only single d term in the denominator. So if we rationalize this term, then after rationalizing this term we get square term or d square term in the numerator. That's why for the bracket term and outside bracket term we rationalize the term. That means denominator term in bracket is d minus 1, again after bracket also d minus 1 term is there. That's why we multiply and divide by d plus 1 to inside bracket term and outside bracket term. Then once again same step is there. This is the first step. Now second step is that e raised to minus x as it is into x minus. So first simplify the numerator. So if we simplify the numerator, then we get the value of numerator as 2d square plus 3d plus 1, and denominator is the directly formula a minus b and a plus b. So according to the a minus b and a plus b formula, which is a square minus b square. So similarly simplify the outside bracketed term, so d plus 1 upon again same formula a minus b and a plus b, so which is a square minus b square. So now we get this term which is present in the line number 2. So now first simplify, or when we try to simplify this term, so then according to the type 2, so whenever we find the value of particular integral of any equation, so replace d square in equation for sine of ax or cos of x, then replace d square by a square minus sine. Then if we simplify this formula according to that type number 2, then we get e raised to minus x in bracket x minus, replace d square by minus a square. So now 2 into minus 1 plus 3, d remains as it is because we are unable to replace d by any term because formula is not applicable or formula is not valid for d term, plus 1 upon again denominator replace d square by 1 square minus sign, again minus 1. So after bracket d plus 1 numerator remains as it is, and denominator replace d square by minus a square, we get minus 1 into sine of ax. So formula is given as a reason. So then if we try to simplify this term once again, then we get this term as e raised to minus x. So from bracket term and outside bracket term, so we get minus 2 as common. So if we take minus 2 commonly, then we get equation as e raised to minus x upon minus 2. Then remaining terms are x, then minus become plus, so we get this as 3d minus 1 upon 2, then after bracket d plus 1 into sine of x. Now take the term d plus 1 into sine of x to the inner side. So if we take this term to the inner side, so there are two ways. Either we first simplify the outside bracket term and then take to the numerator inside the bracket, or we may directly take the outside term inside the bracket. So we get next step as e raised to minus x upon minus 2, then x into d plus 1 into sine x. So we are taking outside bracket term to the inside. So plus 3d minus 1 into d plus 1 into sine x divided by constant, which is 2. So if we try to simplify this term, then we get e raised to minus x upon minus 2, then x d plus 1 into sine x. So we may simplify, or we may write for the simplification for this term as it is, plus if we take the product of 3d minus 1 and d plus 1, we get 3d square plus 2d minus 1 into sine x. So again, if we apply d square by minus a square according to the sine of ax or cos of ax formula for particular integral, then we get the next step as e raised to minus x upon minus 2 as it is, then x into d plus 1 sine x, plus we are replacing d square by minus a square. So we get such type of term, so which is 3 into bracket minus 1 plus 2d as it is minus 1 upon 2 into sine x. So once again that step we keep as it is in as the first line for understanding purpose. Then in second stage, if we simplify this step, then we get e raised to minus x upon 2 as it is minus 2 as it is, then x into d plus 1 sine x, plus once again if we simplify the second term, then we get 2d minus 4 into sine x upon 2. So then we know that d stand for derivative with respect to x. Then if we apply this formula, then we get e raised to minus x upon minus 2 x into d into sine x, means we know that d stand for derivative with respect to x. So derivative of sine x is cos x, plus 1 into sine x means sine x as it is. X is common in the first bracket, plus 2 upon 2 will get cancelled. So derivative of sine x is cos x, that's why third term is cos x, minus 4 upon 2 means 2 into sine x as it is. So in this way we get the value of particular integral as e raised to minus x upon minus 2 that into x plus 1. If we take the term x plus 1 common for cos and x minus 2 common for sine, then we get equation b as the value of particular integral. So from these two equations, from equation a and b, we get the complete solution of this equation, which is the sum of complementary function and particular integral. So therefore complete solution of this equation is y is equal to c1 e raised to minus x plus c2 e raised to minus 2x plus e raised to minus x upon minus 2 in bracket x plus 1 cos x plus x minus 2 into sine of x. So in this way we can easily find out the value of complete solution of linear equation when the right hand side is x into v, that means x into either sine of ax or cos of ax. For your practice purpose, so you may solve these two example. So exercise purpose these examples are given to you. So these are very simple example. So if we change the value of f of d, then you will get different type of example. So now answer of these examples are also given for your information and for understanding and for your simplicity. So now in this way we can easily learn the concept which is called as linear differential equation with constant coefficient type number 5. So thanks to one and all for patiently listening this lecture. Thanks one and all once again.